everyone, welcome to my take on the super fun July card kit from Simon Says Stamp and some of their items from their June release. I'm happy to say that there are 4 guide cards in this mix. I'm really happy about this because I struggle with these all the time. Don't forget to check out the supplies list below for all the information regarding these cards. Unfortunately, the kit is sold out, but all the components can be purchased separately. Check out the links below. We start off with this fun You Bring the Sunshine card. I started by sponging the Simon Says Stamp Jazz Dance stencil on white cardstock with Simon Says Stamp Lemon Zest ink. I then took the circle stamp from the kit stamp set and used the same yellow ink to stamp some random circles around the page. I used VersaFine Onyx Black ink to stamp some sunglasses on a few of those circles and then stamp the sentiment in the same ink. I then trimmed this piece down to 4 7/8 by 5.5 inches. To add some shine, I took Nouveau Moonstone Glimmer Paste and added it to a 1.5 inch by 5.5 inch strip of the yellow cardstock included in the kit and let it dry. This created a beautiful bright yellow shimmer paper that would coordinate with my stenciling. I secured it onto the left side of the card base with some tape runner. To make the front panel pop, I added a sliver of black along the edge of my stenciled panel on the same side as the glimmer paper. I applied some of the Sizzix adhesive foam included in the kit on the back of this panel and then attached it to the card base. A few sequins and this card is done. Who doesn't love a butterfly card, and a shiny one at that? I cut an A2 size pink frame using the Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle frames and the pink cardstock from the card kit. I then put it on an A2 size panel of clear acetate. I centered 3 of the butterfly stickers, a banner, and a sentiment from the sticker pack in the kit to the front of the acetate. I used a piece of gold and white pattern paper from my stash as a background that I centered with the butterflies. The only problem I had was I cut the pattern paper just a bit too small. I centered the pattern paper with the butterfly bodies and secured it temporarily to the acetate with a small piece of purple tape. I then put the piece down and added tape runner to the back of the pattern paper. I flipped it over, and making sure everything was lined up, I adhered it to the front of the card base. It was then quick and simple to remove the acetate front. I hid 1/8 inch score tape around the frame and added it onto the front of the card. This next card I created using the newly released Hibiscus frame wafer die from Simon Says Stamp. I started by no-line watercoloring the flamingo from the kit stamp set. I stamped the image in distressed tattered rose ink on Bristol Smooth cardstock, and then used a variety of inks from my Zig Clean Color Real Brush marker stash. The exact colors are listed in the description below. I then cut out the flamingo with its coordinating die as well as 2 others in white. I glued the decorated flamingo and the 2 white pieces together to create a nice sturdy flamingo for the front of my card. I then took a top-folding A2 card base and cut out the hibiscus frame. Separately, I took some pastel yellow glitter paper and cut the stamen out and again 2 white ones, and did the same thing as I did with the flamingos. I stamped the sentiment from the handwritten encouragement stamp set from Simon Says Stamp in black VersaFine ink and attached my flamingo and stamen to the front of the card with Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. The issue I had with this card, once completed, was that there really was no place to write a sentiment inside the card without it being seen. I really wanted the front to remain unattached and clean, so this is the idea I came up with to solve that problem. To hide the inside message and sentiment, I took an A2 card panel of the same white cardstock and scored, folded, and burnished it at 1/4 inch from one of the 4 1/4 inch sides. This side now becomes the top. I applied 1/8 inch score tape along the 1/4 inch area as it is folded back so that I can use it to attach this piece to the back of my card interior. After fiddling around a bit to make sure that it was straight, I burnished it with my bone folder to make sure that it was secure on the back of the card. I really love the way this card turned out. I can't wait to send it to somebody. To create this panel, I took a 2.5 inch piece of pattern paper, a 2 3/4 inch piece of pink cardstock, and centered and attached them together. I then added foam to the back of the panel. I created 4 for the front of this 6x6 card. The card base consists of a 6x6 inch card base whereby I've cut off half of the front. I will attach 2 of the panels to the inside part of the card and 2 of the panels to the outside part. I stamped and heat embossed the sentiment, "Be a flamingo in a flock of pigeons," in Hero Art's pink embossing powder on white cardstock and trimmed it down to 2¼ inches by 3¼ inches. I then placed a 2½ inch by 3½ inch pink mat behind it and then a 2¾ inch by 3¾ inch piece of silver glitter paper behind that. I adhered it only to the left side of the card using some Tonic Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. I like making these kinds of cards because it gives instant decoration on the inside and the outside of the card. You could easily make several of these cards from this kit, as the pattern paper has 4 of these cute little scenes. And there is another that is full of these adorable sentiments. I wanted to put pattern paper inside this card, and I wanted you to be able to see it from the outside. So I again cut my front in half, but this time I took an A2 sized panel of acetate to create a see-through bottom of this card front. This way you can see the pattern paper inside the card, but you can still stand your card up to display it. I was able to use the cutaway piece inside to cover up the adhesive. I created a gold mat for my Summer Splash sentiment and popped it up on the acetate with a few foam squares. The last step was to add a gold border to the top and bottom of my scene and adhere it to the front of the card. A few snips and this card was finished. I didn't have the heart to cut this paper. It's just so pretty and realistic looking, so I decided to try something different. I used my paper trimmer to cut along the edges of 3 of the planks, leaving them intact at the end. I stamped and heat embossed in gold a happy birthday on the center one of these panels, from the Simon Says Stamp Birthday Messages stamp set. I attached the panel to the front of my A2 card base by using tape runner on the uncut panels and some foam tape on the cut panels. It just adds a smidge of interest, perfect for a guy's card. Here's another one of those cute sentiments. I gave it a pink mat and popped it up on a piece of the pattern paper that had a beach, which went well with the sentiment. I then used a few of the puffy stickers from the kit and a drink sticker from my stash to give it a little pizzazz. This one will be up on my shelf in my studio, reminding me of the good things. I jazzed up this birthday card with the Ocean Waves Dynamics dies from My Favorite Things. There are measurements and more information about this card on my blog. To visit my blog, just click the link in the description below. These last 2 cards feature this amazing new die from Simon Says Stamp. This first card has the background die cut out of the center of the front of the card to reveal the stacked sentiment on the inside. I cut 3 of the yellow cardstock that was included in the kit and 2 of some orange I had on hand. I love how you can see just a little hint of the orange when looking at the front of the card. I blinged it out with a few of the sequins from the kit and went on to my last card, which I was able to create using the center I'd just cut out. You'll find that this is similar to the 6x6 card, except in this case I only popped up the right side where I secured the sentiment. And there you have it, 1 awesome kit, 10 unique cards. Which one's your favorite? I'm between the hibiscus and the retro flower good vibes. Let me know in the comments below and I'll draw a name from all of the commenters and send out the winning card to them. For more information, please visit my blog at www.perkypennypapers.com and follow my Instagram at perkypennypapers. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it and subscribe to my channel to see when new videos are uploaded. A list of supplies is available in the description of this video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today.